What up, y'all? Welcome to the Gunslinger Gaming Frosty Pints podcast. I'm Gobi, and I'll be your host tonight. Joining me will be Zero Burn 75, Spade 115, and Sophie. So sit back and enjoy the ride. We're going to start off with some Destiny 2 updates. What do you got for us, Zero?
Well, pretty much just going to go straight off of the May 2nd TWAB. Looks like the Revelry will be ending on May the 7th. So after that, the Arbalist exotic linear fusion rifle, kinetic linear fusion rifle will be available as an exotic drop instead of having to pick it up through the event. Players who did not enjoy the extra abilities within competitive, you can celebrate the return to Order, which is pretty much back to the way things were on May 7th, so starting next Tuesday. Bungie is going to be doing has posted their ride along with Deej and some other developers. Patch notes coming up for this week's 2.2.2 launch. Spectral Blades will be getting tuned. Kind of interested to see what they do there. They didn't really include much on that this week. That was about 2 weeks ago. They talked about it. They are fixing bugs with the Dreaming City where things were not or the lore wasn't completing properly with Ascendant challenges in the Dreaming City. Chaos Reach was not dealing damage to enemies affected by other statuses such as Thorn, Soul Devourer, or Hunter Tethers, which sucks because everybody knows that Hunter's Tethers make things so much easier. Fix issues with Warlock Blank, Combination Fire. The Combination Blow was unintentionally magnifying the Arc Staff Super, which actually turned out to be really fun in Mayhem. You could wipe an entire team 2 times before the end of a super if you caught them in the right spot. If you had Combination Blow stacked up, and then of course shaders not dropping correctly for Iron Banner. Biggest thing is right now we're doing a massive cleanup on the Xbox side. The third open clan is currently going to be, I think McMurphy said they were going to be shutting it down as we do not have enough players currently in the 2 clans to justify having the third overflow clan. So he's going to be shutting that one down relatively soon. I am in talks with Shrike right now to see what we can do to help with morale within the clans themselves, because with the release of this most recent DLC, I guess is what it would be called, morale has dropped significantly. So we're doing what we can, talking to Finn and Shrek to see what we can do to raise morale within the group, try to get more people included in runs and things like that. But other than that, the state of Destiny 2 is stable. If I had to put a medical term on it, it would be stable. Not superb, but not failing miserably. We're looking forward to the season of Opulence coming up at the beginning of June. So that is hopefully going to bring a lot more to the table than this last the season of the Joker, or season of the Drifter rather. Joker's Wild. So hoping to see a little bit more there. But other than that, we've got just basic updates going on in Destiny right now. So
Yeah, I just wanted to add, going to be doing some spring cleaning too in the PC clans as well. Nothing major, just people who haven't been active going to be knocked out of the clan. So if you want to stay active, make sure you jump into game. I guess next up is the Division 2, which I think we all play here. some notes from the PTS. It is now in phase 2. They've done some things, the recalibration, the Reviver Hive. It fixed some characters getting stuck. Working on control points and missions. Nothing set in stone yet, but it's shaping up to be later in May. It sounds like is when the update is going to come out. Hopefully they stick to that plan. What do you guys got for Destiny or Division 2?
I know the load time on the PS is working, so people aren't taking forever to load into the games. And what was it? The control points are actually working for me. Now I can get them to control point 3 and 4, so that's nice.
We actually had the opposite on PC for the longest time. Load times were forever. The last couple of patches had seemed to have fixed that, and load times are back to being pretty quick, so that's pretty great. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Sophie for stepping up and taking over leadership of the clan on PS4 when we didn't have anybody on there. So thanks again. We all appreciate that.
Okay.
That's it? That's all you want to say?
I don't know what to say.
I didn't even hear her say anything. What?
You don't gotta be
Well,
shy.
I'll tell you the Xbox side of Division 2. I don't jump on, but so often seems to be pretty healthy. I'm in the second clan helping out, so it's been we're gaining players at a fairly rapid rate. I know I'm going in 3 times a week and approving at least 2 to 4 people every single time. I don't see anybody leaving, so the second clan is likely going to be full within the next week or 2. So
it's good to hear. All right. So if nobody else has anything on the Division, for those of you that don't know, the guy who plays the Punisher has come into Ghost Recon for the latest DLC called Operation Oracle. The new missions are pretty cool. Nothing great or outstanding, but they're pretty cool if you're a Ghost Recon fan. The biggest takeaway from it, though, is a cool little Easter egg in there. There's a Skeltech website. If you found it, it actually works online, and it has a save the date for SkelCon on May 9th, 2019 at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The rumor has it that they're going to be announcing a new Ubisoft game, so I personally am hoping for a Ghost Recon Wildlands sequel. Moving on. Looks like this last week Anthem has lost some of its leadership to Dragon Age 4. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
honest opinion, good. Anthem is in a terrible place. I think I played through the campaign, and it to me, without any in-game content, that game is doomed to fail. They, from what I know of, have not added anything to the game since it came out, and without further updates, the game is going to continue to, one, drive players away, and two, lose their core their core staffing at the actual game developer because of the fact that they're not going to make any money from it.
Yeah, aren't they still waiting on like their first raid, Cataclysm or something?
Yes. It was supposed to be out within 90 days of the game releasing, and there's no word as to when that's actually going to happen.
What about Dragon Age 4? Fans not? Nobody looking forward to it? Alright.
Know nothing about it.
Yeah, basically I don't know much about it either. I just basically have heard that they I think it was like the three main guys that were running Anthem have now moved on to Dragon Age 4, and that's kind of BioWare's next big game. I know they had said something about bringing another Mass Effect game at some point. We'll see how long down the road that is. It's one of those things.
Hopefully it does better than Anthem.
Yeah,
Well,
Anthem was one of those games I wanted to do great. I thought it was going to be good, and I didn't buy it because I didn't want to get burned, and it looks like I made a good choice.
well, online it says that they're even though they're gonna start working on Dragon Age, they're still 100% committed to Anthem. So it could always turn into like Division 1, where they drop everybody for the longest time and make a comeback at the end. But then it's
Yeah, I think if they could come back and do what they did, what Massive did with the Division 1, I think that'd be pretty cool with Anthem. I think as a concept for a game, Anthem's cool. I don't think they delivered though.
It was more poorly. It was implemented more poorly than Destiny 2 was, and that says a lot because Destiny 2 at release, not Forsaken, base Destiny 2 at release was probably the worst game I have ever played.
Oh, I was the biggest naysayer on PC for Destiny 2. Not even gonna lie.
I think I played that one and I did maybe like half an hour before I had to shut it. I was just like, no, not today.
Now this one actually. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, Stella kind of got her groove back with Forsaken, but it's still in a, like I said, stable spot. It's not great.
Yeah, Forsaken kind of took all the pieces and made them fit better. Like, kind of brought the game to a good place.
Yeah.
Now, this next point we're going to talk about doesn't really affect most of you guys because you're all on console, but you kind of need to hear your guys' thoughts because I know you guys have all heard about it. Epic Store claiming exclusive games out of Steam and stuff. And Tim Sweeney has come out and said, hey, look, if Steam matches the 1288 split, we'll cut exclusivities. What do you guys...
I don't believe that guy. So, also, if Steam ever did that, what would they have to cut off of their platform?
Well, right now Steam takes 30%. They did add a tier thing this last year. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like if you make 10 million or something, they only take 25% or something like that. It should be noted too that the Discord store only takes 10%. It does a 90-10 split. So being on the Discord store, they do a 90-10 split. I think I'm not a huge fan of exclusivity on anything, but I kind of understood why Epic Games did it. Like, I mean, I took a step back. It's not cool because any game being exclusive isn't cool at all, but they were trying to change the status quo, and, basically they're trying to make Steam come down to what the 1288 split, which I get, and as a consumer, I'm all for. Could they have done it a better way? Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. Should they have? Probably. But it's neither here nor there. It'll be interesting to see how Steam reacts if they do or not. I think it'd be good for everybody if they do. I mean, maybe that would drive Android and Apple's prices down too, because they both take a 30% cut. So maybe it could help everybody, but who knows?
Didn't they also just buy the studio that makes Rocket League?
They did, and it's they are pulling it from Steam. I don't know when it's getting pulled, but yeah, they bought the developer of Rocket League, and it's going to be pulled off Steam, and it will no longer be sold there. It'll be updated and everything on Steam. It just will no longer be sold on Steam. It'll only be sold on Epic Games. And the Humble Bundle has also just now started selling Epic Game Store keys as well. So that's maybe a plus. We'll go with it's a plus.
Probably better security.
Let's see. I had to Google search. The last Epic game I played was 99 Unreal Gold. So I don't think I'm missing a whole lot.
Oh, man. How did you miss Unreal Tournament? Unreal Tournament 2003, Unreal Tournament 2004.
Yeah.
I'll forgive you.
I got rid of PC a long time ago.
I grew up on Unreal Tournament. That was my jam back in the day. All right. Next up, this one. It's that time of year. Riding season is upon us. That's right, folks. We're talking motorcycles. So I thought we'd take a couple of minutes here and talk about some tips and whatnot for anybody looking to get into motorcycles. I know Spade and I have had a couple conversations with different members looking to get into motorcycling and stuff. So, Spade, why don't you start us off and throw some stuff out there for them?
Well, this month's Motorcycle Awareness Month. I'm a big believer of if you're loud, they can hear you. You know, I've seen people walk in front of traffic on their phone, so they don't. Apart from that, I'm from South Texas. We have no helmet laws. You don't need gear. I've seen people riding sports bikes and sandals and so if you're gonna ride, if you want to learn, I highly recommend take the course. Even if you just think maybe you'll ride one day, it's worth it. It's fun. Always wear jeans. Always wear boots. There's pictures out there with people who wear sandals and have their skin peeled back on their foot. Absolutely horrible.
It's way more disgusting than you think, Sophie, man.
Yes,
Bad.
like it's horrible. I'll send you the picture, Sophie. It's
Good. Yeah, the only thing I'll add is I'm a huge advocate for wearing a helmet. In fact, if I wasn't wearing a helmet in 2008, I would not be here talking with you guys. I'd be dead. It's just a fact. As far as getting into motorcycles, there's only two types of riders. Those that have been down and those that are going down. So when you're looking at buying your first bike, don't be afraid to buy a used one. If you don't know much about motorcycles, do yourself a favor, research motorcycle shops around you, look for a reputable one, talk to people, look on the internet, look at reviews. Once you find a good shop, you go in, look at bikes. Most motorcycles don't come with a warranty, so buying used versus new isn't a huge deal. It's going to save you money up front. It's going to save you money in parts. It's going to save you money in maintenance. And when you drop it and you scratch it, it's not going to break your heart like it would you dropping that brand new 2019 Ultra Glide Classic. Like, that would just break my heart.
Well, the nice thing about that is most of the stuff you're going to want to change on it, you can do at your house in 30 minutes with the right 35 without the right tools and just some pliers. You can fit.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a maintenance book, and as long as you can read, it's pretty much step by step. I mean, again, it's like anything. If you're uncomfortable doing it, it's okay to take it to a shop. That's what professionals are for.
Yeah, like I've started a few fires on my bike. So I have a really good mechanic friend now. But like I don't do transmission, motor, or electrical. Anything else, I'll give it a try. I've had the axle fall off. I've had wheels pop. Um, I've had some shady stuff happen to my bikes, and bikes in plural because I've been riding for 13 years. I'm a big believer of if you're old enough to make your decisions and you want to ride with a helmet or you don't, it's up to you. However, the first time you get caught in the rain, you're gonna wish that shit hurts. Buy a helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, you only do that shit once.
Yeah, and then you start parking in overpasses and then you're waiting, 30 minutes. Your wife gets mad at you when you get home. What the hell were you doing? Hiding under an overpass because it was raining.
All right, well, thanks for that. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. I know Spade is more than willing to answer any questions. I'm almost always around, and I'll gladly give you my 2 cents as well. If you're in the Midwest and you're close, I have no problems doing it a little more than that. And I'm sure if you're down in Texas, Spade doesn't mind helping you out either. That's what we are. We're like a giant family here. So before we wrap up, I just kind of want to go around the table. What game you're currently playing, and whatever. So let's start off with Sophie.
I'm currently playing Division, and totally looking forward to Borderlands.
How much are you looking forward to Borderlands?
Well, after that live stream they did yesterday, very much.
Actually, that's something we should probably talk about. I completely forgot about Borderlands 3. So, so since you watched it, why don't you give us a little info?
Well, without trying to spoil too much, there is a lot of quality of life changes that they're making for the better. Don't really want to say much that will spoil too much of what they're gonna do.
Okay.
I'll spoil this. Queenie's already put a resignation on Division 2 to play Borderlands. We've got the paperwork. She's already done it.
Pretty much.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Spade? You looking forward to Borderlands or not your cup?
No, I don't. No, I don't have time to play another game. I'm barely putting in time in Division.
What about you, Zero? You looking forward to it?
I can't do cell shade stuff. It gives me a migraine.
Yeah, I played Borderlands 1 and 2, but I can't say I'm hyped for it. I'll probably pick it up after it comes out, just so I can play it. My biggest issue with Borderlands 2 was every time I got a really good gun, the sights on it were absolute shit, which made it impossible to play a lot of the times. Or I'd get a gun with a really nice sight, and it was absolute crap. RNG loves me. Jesus is my friend.
The one thing I do gotta say is they're adding guns with legs.
Guns with legs.
Yep.
Yeah, that brings it to like they're gonna run off on you. What do you mean guns?
Oh man, I was hoping they had like red high heels or something, some nice lady legs.
No, just guns with legs. Basically, little mobile turrets.
Oh, all right. No, mobile turrets. There's nothing wrong with that.
Kind of.
All right.
Especially
So you're basically playing the Division until Borderlands comes out, and then you'll be full on Borderlands mode.
And probably some Division.
What about you, Spade? What are you currently playing?
Division is the only thing I think playing currently right now. Other than that, I got sucked into Doom Patrol.
What is that?
The TV series.
Oh, all right. What about you, Zero? How many games you got on your platter?
Well, let's see here. I played Destiny 2 mainly. But I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man actually, because I'm trying to bide time for Destiny 2 to kind of improve itself in Season of Opulence. So between that and then once I get back from the beach this week, I think I'm gonna pick up. I think I'm gonna pick up Mortal Kombat 11. I just got to decide which system I'm gonna pick it up on.
I thought you were gonna defect to the. I remember reading that somewhere.
What?
You were gonna defect to the PSN.
Actually, it's the only system I can play Spider-Man on, so I actually do have a PlayStation now, but mainly just playing Spider-Man on that right now. So,
Well, there's always Warframe, man. Free to play.
oh God, no, God, no.
Hey, let us know. Well, I'll get the guys. I'll get the guys to download it. We can all play Warframe. I think I have an account.
I don't know if I can put myself through that again. I did it on the Xbox, and I was just like, oh God, it's so painful.
I wish Doc had joined us, but I've been playing Warframe since 2013 when it was in beta, and watching that game evolve from what it was to what it is now has been quite a journey, and the just sheer amount of content in that game is astonishing. Like, there's just so much to do. I guess I'm kind of the only one left. I've been playing a lot of Ghost Recon again. Wildlands, that's always deep in my list. The Division 2, and my new one is World War Z, which, for any of you guys that are Left 4 Dead fans, I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's $35 or something like that. Not on sale. Like, that's the price, $35. It plays just like Left 4 Dead. The only difference is it's third person versus first person. And it's just a lot of fun, especially with a group of guys or girls. Any final thoughts, comments from you guys?
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, other than everybody be safe.
And I just want to thank you all again for joining, and hope you all have a good night. Peace out.
Night, y'all.
Night, y'all.